Hi there, David Hensel here, serial entrepreneur and co-founder of How We Solve and his portfolio companies. And today in this episode, I want to share with you what every first-time manager would love to hear before they start managing people. What I've seen over and over again is that when you take an individual contributor in your business and you promote them to a manager, they always struggle, or most of them struggle really hard with the management piece. Me including, when I had my first two businesses, we were sub 10 people and I really struggled with the management piece. Actually, I really hated it because, often it didn't work the way I wanted it. You give people a task and then the result is not there and it was just a struggle. But this all changed once I met Lou Rio, my management mentor. Lou, you're a rock star. Thank you very much for all the things that you've taught me. And Lou taught me a very simple framework that helps you to be a great manager. And basically all you have to do is wear 4 different hats. Number 1, you have to be the leader. You have to set expectations. Number 2, you have to be the inspector. You have to inspect what you expect. Number 3, you have to be the coach. You have to offer mentoring and coaching. And number 4, you have to be the judge and deliver rewards and consequences. So let's go through all of them in a little more detail. So the first thing you have to do is you have to set expectations. You have to be the leader. And ideally, you tell people why they should do this, because then they can think even a little further versus like, hey, take this thing and carry it over there. People want to understand why they do this. Second, you want to tell them what to do and by when it should be delivered, right? So why, what, when, and also how. And not necessarily how to do it, because smart people can figure it out, but how does success look and how does failure look? So people have a benchmark. There's a great example from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you've read the book, Green and Clean, basically he had a hard time getting his son to make the garden nice, even though he told him multiple times. Then he took him out to his garden and said, son, look at our garden. It's brown and messy and dirty. And look at our neighbor's garden, it's green and clean. So ideally you can give people an example on how the end result should look. You're going to be a lot less frustrated. Number 2, be the inspector. Inspect what you expect. Actually, I'm going to add to this. Inspect what you expect because people only respect what you inspect. This is so powerful. And this is actually the one where I always messed up. I gave people a task. And I thought like, okay, they're going to do it. They're smart people. They're going to figure it out. But then they didn't clearly understand what I want from them or, it just went south. So this is really, really important. Number 2, inspect what you expect because people only respect what you inspect. And how do you inspect? One thing you can do is you can kind of just schedule a 10-minute stand-up and kind of go through things where they are. Or you can ask them to deliver 10% of the work so you can give feedback so they're not spending like hours, days, or weeks on the project doing the wrong things. It's also very beneficial if you can, for example, if this work is happening in real time in a Google spreadsheet, you just have the link and you can't just check in and leave comments in there. You should not kind of, stand over people's shoulders and breathe down their neck. So number 3, be the coach, offer mentoring and coaching. And I think it's really important that you have a regular meeting with the people that are your direct reports, a one-on-one meeting. So I suggest you have it every other week at least, or once a week. Just get together with them, have a set agenda where you go through the projects that they're currently working on and also check in on them. And I like doing that by asking 3 check-in questions. Number 1 is, what's going great right now? Number 2 is, what's draining you? And number 3, how do you feel about your performance right now in the last week or in the last 2 weeks from 0 to 10? The first one, allows them to share just positive stuff and things are going great. The second one usually excavates things that are not right. And sometimes they're not even top of mind, but when they really think about what's draining them right now, these are usually the points that where you should be of service and helping and kind of being the janitor, removing stuff that's in front of them so they can perform. And then number 3, just a check-in question, like how do you feel about your performance? This allows you to give critical feedback on how you think they're actually performing versus like annual reviews. I think they're BS. I have a hard time remembering what I ate yesterday versus kind of thinking about like, hey, how does this person really perform over the year? I think it's much better to have this number in our meeting document every week or every other week, how we both feel about the performance. They say like, hey, I'm a 10. It's like, oh no, actually I think you're a 7 or a 6 or a 3 because of XYZ, and just kind of go back and add things up. Getting back to how to manage people properly, the first 3, repeating them again, be the leader, be the inspector, be the coach. You kind of run through those 3 over and over and over again. And once in a while you bring in number 4 and you deliver rewards and consequences, either giving people a pat on the back, a bonus, a demotion, or you fire them basically. Sounds radical, but being the judge, you have to do the things that are necessary. You have to promote and take good care of people that are performing, that are high performers, and you have to get rid of players on your team that are holding everybody else back. I hope this video is useful and helps you to manage people better. And if you're a manager and you promote somebody into a management position, you can share this video with them so they do not make the same mistakes that I've made. By the way, I wrote this piece on Inc. Magazine. This is the video form of this blog post. We're going to link it below so you can check it out as well and share it. Please subscribe to the channel and check out howwesolve.com, where you can find all the other services, tools, masterminds, and all the other good stuff that we have and we provide to help startups grow faster.